every day and catch a check up on the first on the mat with the wrestling. I'm the Suplex Assassin. Go to sleep on the mattress. I'm the Suplex Assassin. Yeah, they work. Alex Kane put in work, clocking in every day and catch a check up on the first on the mat with the wrestling. I'm the.
Good evening, everybody. Who's Pop Wrestling Podcast, and tonight, I am so blessed to have with me our guest tonight is the captain of the Bomiya Fight Club. He is the Mohawk Master Suplex Assassin, the Master of Submission. Bomiya. Alex Kane, what's going on, my guy?
What's up, man? I'm chilling. I just got off the game. I was playing the new 2K23. It's interesting. It's coming along. It's coming along.
Those graphics are dope.
They really are. Their graphics are insane. I'm just trying to immerse myself in this My Rise mode. But I'm playing the Lock, which is like the male story.
Okay.
It's interesting. I joined Evolution, so we're gonna see how that goes.
I will say this. I'm embarrassed to say this. I bought the 2K22 last year. I paid $119. I had to have the NWO one, and I played it twice. So
damn.
Anyways, that's enough of that. Mr. Suplex Assassin Alex Kane, how did you get into wrestling, man?
How did I get into wrestling? I've told several stories. I guess the one that I can remember the most, I went to a yard sale in my neighborhood when I lived in Florida when I was growing up, and one of my neighbors, he had Stone Cold's Demolition. It was a VHS tape that they released, but there weren't like a bunch of them released, so it was kind of rare. But I didn't care about the rarity, and it was obviously about Stone Cold Steve Austin. I believe it was like a chronicle of like his match with Kane leading up to like a First Blood match. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in that VHS, and that was like my first like real introduction into wrestling, and I watched it every day. I literally drove my mom crazy. So that was like my introduction into it. Like I didn't watch it like every night because I didn't know like where to watch it on like TV or whatever. So I just watched that over and over again.
Nice. Now I know you were dabbed in some MMA stuff, so can you talk to us about your MMA training and MMA experiences before we go any further?
Less MMA, more collegiate wrestling. That's my background: collegiate wrestling, amateur wrestling. I wrestled in middle school, high school, and college. I actually earned a scholarship in college doing their freestyle and Greco camp. It was the first time I ever did freestyle and Greco, but I thought it was cool. And that's the freestyle and Greco is kind of what led me to becoming the Suplex Assassin. Like that's where the idea came from.
Okay. So what attracted you to wrestling then?
What attracted me to it, like very, very first, it was like the sets that they had, the WWE used to do, because now it's just an LED screen. But before they used to come up with like these intricate sets for each pay-per-view. And then I guess like going a little bit deeper, like the pyrotechnics and stuff, that caught my eye like that, because it was just always so cool. And then like I started like buying like the action figures, and I still have a bunch of those. My nephews have gotten to them and they're about destroyed, but it is what it is. I had my time with them, so I would always like make like little shows and stuff in my room and like play through storylines and stuff like that with my toys. So yeah, like it was never really like the in-ring action that brought me in. It was everything else surrounding it. And then like as I got older, I got into like the in-ring stuff.
Gotcha. Did you have a favorite wrestler growing up?
Shelton Benjamin and Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. I hope he comes back soon, Randy Orton. I hope he really does. But
me too.
One would say, Alex, that you are a combination between Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and Chris Benoit. Would you agree?
I've heard that a lot. Definitely. Brock was a huge inspiration for me when I was first starting out, because Brock is just amazing. And anybody who says that he's not you're not a real wrestling fan. No, I'm just playing. Um, uh, Brock definitely. I remember I was wrestling one match up in Ohio, and I was listening to the commentary back after watching it, and this commentator said, "I'm this generation's Taz," and I thought that was pretty cool. So I've gotten a lot of comparisons that I enjoy. Some of them I don't, but those are the ones that I enjoy.
Nice. So watching those guys, is that how you develop your style of power, great techniques, master submission with just watching other people?
Yeah, kind of. That and like drawing on my amateur and collegiate wrestling background, I kind of mixed them all and mixed it around and kind of made it my own. But like the person that I would patent myself after, just as far as like how I carry myself, the swagger and the confidence is the gold standard, Shelton Benjamin. That run, that's the run that I enjoyed the most watching. Um,
JB, you got anything?
Yeah. So what motivates you to get better every day as a wrestler?
I don't know about getting better every day, but getting better every time I go out, step to that curtain. I definitely want to be one of the greatest to ever do this. No matter what level I end up getting to, but I want to be known as one of the greats to do this. And like just like I think it's cool to, you know, when you set out, when you set out to live your dream, to live out your dreams or whatever, like the little kid in me is always like, oh shit, we about to do this next cool thing, we about to do this next cool thing. So it's cool to kind of live out, live for like the little kid in me. um
Yeah.
so that's I guess I could say that's really what pushes me along, is living for little kid me, because I never, as a little kid, I never thought I would actually get here. I didn't know how viable being a
Mhm.
professional wrestling, or how to actually do it. So now that I'm at the level that I'm at or whatever, it's nuts.
Nice, nice. So in your career, do you ever come across things that you say, man, I don't know, you need advice? And if so, who's that guy that you go to, you call him up and say, hey, I'm struggling here. I need some advice. I don't know, my promo sucks. Well, I need advice, man. Who do you go to?
Right now I have about four people. Shug Dunkerton, Shug D. He's been around for I 10 plus years. He's seen a lot. He's done a lot. I talk to him regularly. O'Shea Edwards. He was the guy that I wrestled on the independents that kind of made me realize how good I can actually be in professional wrestling.
Mhm.
That was like a breakout match for me. Um, Matt Griffin, he books Action Wrestling in Tyrone, Georgia. I talked to him a good bit. Actually, I had five. Dylan Hales, he runs he doesn't run IWTV, but like he worked for IWTV. He does a lot of commentary. He's been a huge part in me like really figuring out who I am and who I'm going to be and who I want to be, and he makes me think about things differently. And then my boss at MLW, Court Bauer, he worked under Vince. He's been around the business for so long, and he always gives me a new perspective to look at things. And I mean, he's he's accelerated my character growth these past 2 years in MLW.
Nice, nice. So you trained with AR Fox, am I correct?
Yes, the whole Fox and Show, man, who I hope becomes AEW World Champion one day. That man is amazing.
How was the experience? And did you or do you still pick his brains at times regarding your career in wrestling?
Not so much, because I feel like I mean I will sometimes, but I think he's still a little like he's still trying to take in like being at the level that he's at right now or whatever, being in AEW and trying to soak all that in. When I first started, like the first like year or two or whatever, I go to training or whatever, and then like after training, I would just stay and chill with him or whatever, and just ask him a bunch of questions. And that's one thing that a lot of the guys that are coming up now with the A4, a lot of them are very, very talented, but a lot of them don't pick his brain the way that they should. But Fox is one of those guys who will like you can ask a question, but like he's not just gonna like hand it to you. He's gonna make you work for it a little bit, because you may figure it out on your own while in conversation with him. Um, but training with him was definitely the best decision I made, because because he's wrestled everybody around the world, all the names around the world, especially all the ones that have been on the independents. Um, he's just like a wealth of knowledge, and he knows so much. And like he's never giving you his opinion when it comes to like a critique or something. He's giving you the opinion. He's giving you like the knowledge that somebody else who's making millions of dollars in his business gave him. So it's not like he's never trying to like put himself over or anything like that. He's trying to give you the the best and most raw like version of the information. Um, One of the best things when I was first coming up with AR Fox was we would have a school show on Thursday, and then after that school show, we go get a fruit or whatever. We come back to the school, or we go to his house, and we would watch the show back, and he would give critiques right then and there.
Mm.
He's not really able to do that now, um, because he's so busy. But like that was extremely valuable for the class that I came up with.
Awesome, man. What are your thoughts of AR Fox signing with AEW, and does that give you hope where your career can go as well, being under him?
I mean, I definitely think that I could definitely go to AEW or WWE. Like, I've been told that since I started wrestling. Like, people have always seen that in me, so there's never been any worry about that. But definitely, like, seeing Fox finally like get like the shine that he has, that's been like long overdue. Like, he's been one of those guys on the independents where it's like, dude, like, why hasn't nobody picked this man up? This man is amazing. Um, so to see him do that, uh, it's not so much about hope for me to go somewhere. It's just awesome to finally see him truly live his
Okay.
dream.
Yeah. Okay. Now that leads into this question I have. With all the promotions around like ROH, Impact, AEW, WWE, how did you how did you choose MLW as your home?
They reached out to me kind of out of the blue for me. It was out of the blue for me. It was like it was on like the back end of like the heaviness of the pandemic, before like wrestling was about to come back. Um, because they started like talking about like this open drafting that they were doing. So I got an email from Saint Laurent. And I thought somebody was like playing a joke on me, because like the little profile picture was just like, oh, it was white with like a black eye things or whatever, with like two holes in them, so it kind of looked like eyes. And I was like, what is going on here? um but like my wife was like, you might as well just go answer the email. If it's a joke, it's a joke, but if it's something that could like help you out, it's something that could help you out. But you're never going to know unless you actually answer it. So I answered the email. And it basically said like, hey, have you had any interest in working for MLW? And I'd said in many interviews before that that's a place that I would want to go to, like, um develop my character, develop who I am in the ring, confidence, working on television, stuff like that. um so I agreed. They sent me the contract. I signed the contract, and the rest is history. I literally wrestled. I literally did two tapings, and then the third taping that I did, I was in the match for the National Openweight Championship, which I won. So they've strapped the rocket to my back, and I've continually delivered. So I think it was the best choice that I made for me.
JB?
Um, so what has been your toughest match since you've been in the wrestling business? Like, what has been your toughest match and your dream match to be in the future?
My toughest match was probably my debut, because I debuted against AR Fox at the A4 School Show, and I think I was like six months in, and he literally threw everything but the kitchen sink at me. And if you've ever watched an AR Fox match, that man moves with a pace that most people can't move with. But yeah, that was definitely the toughest match that I've ever had. I will still put that up in like my top five, and it's not two, so it's one. Um, and then my dream match would be against Shelton Benjamin. I remember I was on Twitter. I think it's Idris Enofe. He's in NXT right now. But he got to have a match with Shelton Benjamin, and I remember I commented, I'm like, I'm living through you right now. I'm living through you. But that's
That's
my dream
awesome.
match.
That's awesome.
The chat, Mr. B-roll from TikTok, he's blowing up the chat. Boomaye, Boomaye, Boomaye.
Boomaye, Boomaye, Boomaye.
There you go. There you go. Thanks for joining the chat, Mr. B-roll. So when you joined, you were part of the American Top Team, I think.
Yes.
You're now split it off and to form your own, the Boomaye Fight Club. Can you tell me a bit about that and how it came about, how it came to form? How did the Boomaye Fight Club come?
So I had to do some court gaming homework on the on Muhammad Ali. And at first when he gave it to me, I was like, why is he telling me to watch this documentary? I mean, it's cool, it's great. I'm a history buff. But he gave me the homework to watch it. So I did. And I remember it was the Rumble in the Jungle in the Republic of Congo, and they were chanting Ali Boumaye, which means Ali kill him, Ali finish him, Ali finish him, Ali kill him. And like I didn't necessarily like catch on to it right then and there. But the kind of idea was to build a faction, because most factions are built. This is some inside wrestling stuff right here. So most factions are built to elevate one person or whatever. So Evolution, or two people. Evolution was built to elevate Randy Orton and Batista. The Hurt Business was built to elevate Bobby Lashley. So the Boomerang Fight Club was put together to elevate to elevate me. And for me to my plan with it is to elevate other people along with myself. So MLW is like heavily is in the past it was heavily like fight team faction based, and we're trying to get back to that. And since the whole American Top Team thing didn't really work out, I needed a faction, but like I didn't want to just like be like under somebody else, so I kind of wanted my own thing. So so me in the office and stuff, we're talking, we're pitching ideas. And the Boomerang Fight Club, it kind of rolls off your tongue and it sounds cool. And Boomerang is fun to chant for people, and it gets me hype when I chant it. So that was the decision. That was the decision that was made. I think it was December. I think it was the same taping I won the National Openweight Championship. We did like a little like press conference type interview. It's on my TikTok or it's on YouTube. It's somewhere. And it was basically like introducing like this is the new era of MLW, the Boomerang Fight Club, and all that other stuff. So it was basically it's basically a gimmick kind of or whatever to elevate me, and it has done that. It's elevated me.
Nice. Mr. Biro, I'm gonna ask these two questions. We need to see Alex Kane versus Josh Alexander.
So actually, I think, what is it, 2 years ago or a year ago, I was supposed to wrestle him at this promotion in Atlanta, but it ended up, I can't remember what happened. It's either somebody got COVID or like they ran out of money. I don't know. It was one of those two. But it ended up not happening, and there's been no mention of it before. And I don't know why there's so many matches that I should be having that people don't want to spend the money to make happen. And it's annoying. Like me versus Jeff Cobb would be fire. Me versus Josh Alexander would be nuts. It was only two. There's several others, but those are the biggest ones.
There you go. He also said he was thinking about today Alex Kane in an ROH Pure Rules rematch or Pure Rules match.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all right now. Everybody, Pure Rules matches are not for me. I'll do them if you pay me, but they're not my favorite at all.
I heard death matches aren't your favorite either.
They're not. No, I respect the hell out of deathmatch wrestlers, but you will not catch me in a deathmatch.
I don't think I do either. Bomiya, the Fight Club. Is there a recruitment process, and are there any guys out there that you have your eyes on?
I will not reveal my recruitment process. Just know I'm always looking. Just know I'm always got my eyes out.
That's fair. So I gotta ask this. I don't know if I'm gonna say a name. Well, no. What do you think of what happened if the Bomiya Fight Club crossed paths with Shane Taylor Promotions, currently in the ROH?
We beating their ass.
Are you sure?
Oh, we beating their ass.
All right, because I would think if I had Shane Taylor on this same podcast, I think he'd be saying he'd beat your ass too. But...
Of course he would. It's Shane Taylor. He's a chatterbox. He's a chatterbox. A chatterbox I respect. A chatterbox that speaks facts a lot of the time.
Oh,
but I'm not gonna be like, oh, Shane Taylor Promotions would beat the Bomiya Fight Club. Hell no.
Thanks for that answer. That's thanks for the honesty, man. At MLA, how often do you guys tape and do live events? And where can fans watch the MLW?
MLW.
Sorry, MLW.
MLA is a wrestling promotion. They run in Georgia. It's like it's luchador heavy.
Gotcha.
They draw really, really well. It's really, really nice. But MLW, we mainly run in the Northeast, so like Philly, New York.
Okay.
We have, since I've been there, that's mainly the places that we have ran. We ran like North Carolina once, and we ran Atlanta one time or whatever. But like, the Northeast, Philly, and New York are their favorite places to go. The office is a favorite place to go. So that's mainly where we are. You can watch MLW in all 50 states, in like 60 other countries on Reels TV.
Yeah.
You can go on the Reels website, and they have like a little link where you can click and you can type in your zip code, and it'll tell you like what channel like Reels is on for you. Like I watch it on Freecast. Freecast isn't free, but it's like $7 a month, so it's nothing crazy.
Okay.
So I watch MLW on there. The MLW is also on Pro Wrestling TV. Fusion is supposed to be on there, but Fusion hasn't ran for a few weeks. I don't really know what's up with that. And then also there's a lot of like MLW replays on YouTube.
Awesome, man. In MLW, if I say the name Calvin Tankman, what would
Crybaby Calvin?
Yeah.
Crybaby Calvin. What you got to say about Crybaby Calvin?
I want to know what you have to say about Crybaby Calvin.
Crybaby Calvin. I mean, now I think the tensions have kind of like died down. I don't dislike him as much, but the feud was what it was. If we do come back to it, hopefully we actually just get to go at it and not a whole bunch of like gimmicks and stuff like that. But he's a hell of a talent. That's why I wanted to recruit him. But he's a hell of a talent. But he still makes poor decisions.
So I can see you're a hungry guy for competition. Is there one guy that you say, man, I'm gonna go? This is who I want, and I want him bad.
Hammerstone. Well, it's less about wanting Hammerstone. It's about what Hammerstone has, which is the MLW World Championship, and that's what I want. But he currently holds it, so I'm gonna have to bust his ass.
Okay, fair. JB.
He's gonna be in Iowa next Saturday, and I'm at Rugged Mania.
Probably doing his old Hulk Hogan shtick. Doing this because Hulk Hogan is his favorite wrestler. He doesn't know who he is. So he does that.
Well, where do you see yourself 10 years from now, sir? Where do you see yourself 10 or 20 years from now?
Hopefully in WWE or AEW or overseas in Japan, making a living off of professional wrestling. Hopefully. But yeah, that's pretty much where I see myself in 10 years. Hopefully 5 years. We'll see. Hopefully 5 years.
That's awesome, man.
Can you discuss with us being paired with MMA legend King Mo and your experience?
King Mo is like the really cool uncle that you always wish you had, but you never really had because I never really had that really cool uncle. I still talk to King Mo sometimes or whatever because he has an insane schedule. But he is it's pretty awesome. There's a few things that he actually was able to teach me as far as like getting into suplexes and stuff that I still haven't used yet. But I need to bust that out. But yeah, King Mo's dope.
Awesome, man. Man, you're known for the 100+ suplexes and the pain you put your opponents through. That's what the internet's blown up with. Can you tell me about your dominance before crushing the spines and necks and the canvases of your opponents? It's just yeah. You just talk about the
It it's gonna sound a little like sadistic or whatever, but it does bring me joy. It really does bring me joy. Like if you watch my matches, my mouth is always going. It's always going because I'm always asking the person, like, does it hurt? Like I don't you don't look like it hurts. Let me do something else to you. Let me do something else because I need to know that this really is really like bringing you like immense pain. Like it just gives me goosebumps. I
nice,
enjoy it.
nice. I read that you this is crazy amazing. 500-pound deadlift without using a belt for support. Is that just normal
Yeah,
for
it
you?
was. So I trained for that or whatever because like my wife is a power lifter. So like the competition between me and her was who can deadlift 500 first. And since I was not a power lifter and I was just lifting weights, I was like, I'm gonna beat you to this. Um, so that was the goal. That was a benchmark for me. And then like a month or two later, I deadlifted like 515 on a whim. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's see if I can do it or not. Let's see or whatever. And I didn't. I did it also with no belt. I now deadlift with a belt, not because of like any injuries or things like that or whatever, but like doing it without a belt was a feat that I wanted to reach or whatever, but it's not something I regularly do.
Okay. So now, is there bragging rights in your house? Can she lift that too, or do you guys still go at it?
There's always going to be bragging rights as far as deadlift goes. As far as deadlift and bench goes, but she out squats me on any day of the week.
Nice. All right. Your college experience and high school experience in wrestling, did that lead to your decision, and what did that help shape your mind about the sport of wrestling and the business of wrestling?
The business of wrestling, not so much, but now that I actually kind of think about it, like all wrestling is kind of the same. There's politics in amateur and collegiate wrestling, which is just really came to my mind because I remember being there as like in college, and we would always be talking like, why are there politics in wrestling? Like, go out there on the mat, shake the guy's hand, take the guy down, pin the guy, and go home. Well, there's always somebody trying to like get over on somebody. Um, it didn't necessarily shape it from a business aspect, but it did shape it from a stylistic standpoint, and like how like I want my matches to feel and how I want them to flow, um, because like fans know what wrestling is at this point or whatever, and that's not bad. It is what it is. Like, but like I want them to be able to suspend that disbelief for however long I'm in the ring, and to feel like someone's actually in danger. Like I could snap off and punch a fan in the face or whatever, or like really destroy this guy and like end his career. Like just I that's all I need for that little bit of time or whatever to
Gotcha. Yeah,
get you lost in it.
gotcha. So let's bring it back to like 2019 during the pandemic time of our lives. We all experienced it. We all watched wrestling surrounded by TV screens, et cetera, et cetera. What was it like surviving the initial pandemic as an unsigned wrestler at the time?
Uh, I mean, it was all right. I had gotten laid off like a week or two into like the initial like announcement of it. Um, because I was working for a roofing company and I went to deliver something to a guy, and I came back, and then like the next day, my boss texted me. He's like, "Oh, you know the guy that you delivered something to? He ended up having COVID." So he was they were like really hysterical about everything. They were like, we're just gonna like keep you at home or whatever. We don't want to like risk anything. I ended up not having COVID or anything like that. But like because business kind of slowed down, like they were like managing like funds and stuff, and like I wasn't when I initially started that job, I was like a city inspector, but like the city that they the city that they had me in, which was Noonan, Georgia, though the jobs kind of slowed down there, so I was just like doing like pay not payroll stuff, but like insurance and stuff for the roofers, for the crews and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, I wasn't dead weight to them because they never said I was dead weight, but I was essentially dead weight. I was just collecting money, so they cut me. Um,
No.
so I kind of lived on like the stimulus checks and like the unemployment for a good bit of that time. That was nice. I was actually able to like actually like save some money. That was nice. So it wasn't entirely terrible. And then like there was a promotion, and there is a promotion in Alabama called Pro South Wrestling, and they were still running like no fan shows, and
Okay.
they'd only pay like $15-$20 or whatever, and it was only like an hour from where I lived. So I would go there and wrestle every Friday. So that also kept a little money in my pockets. So I did all right. I mean that whole period of time is where I was able to like really like hone my craft, and that's actually where I got discovered by a guy named Scott Hensley, who runs the Scenic City Invitational, and that whole ordeal set my career like on an upward trajectory.
Awesome. So what was it like being the MLW National Open Weight Champion? And is there anything you would like to say to the current MLW National Open Weight Champion, Alex Hammerstein?
Alex Hammerstone is not the current national openweight champion. He's the heavyweight champion,
Okay.
or the world champion. The current uh, national openweight champion is John Hennigan.
Okay.
Johnny Nitro, whatever the fuck they call that guy these days. No, I'm just playing. He's cool. He's a cool guy. Um, I mean, I don't. My focus isn't on the national openweight championship anymore. I mean, if I get another opportunity, I'll take it and I'll take the belt. But like, that's not even on my radar anymore. It's a world championship. But being national openweight champion was cool. One, because I was the second one, because Hammerstone was the very first. I was the second. So to be the second person, to be the person that Hammerstone kind of like passed that torch to was dope.
Okay.
Um, I I wish the run was cool. I wish the run would have been cooler. I wish I would have been able to like go and like defend it, and on the independence and stuff like that, like Davey got to do. Um, but I enjoyed it. It was cool, like going to like some of the indie shows and just being able to walk out with it, and to see like all the little black kids in the crowd and stuff like that. Their eyes like lit up, and being able to like take those pictures and stuff like that was always really really cool. Because it's a really nice belt. But yeah, it was a cool experience for me. And it was a nice like little like training wheels type session type situation to see, could I carry an even bigger mantle?
Nice.
And I
Nice.
definitely can.
So we got Matt Rogers, my homie, my partner on the Tuesday Thursday show. He said, "Bomiya, it's the Suplex Assassin."
It
He
is.
asked, "Where's your favorite venue you have wrestled, and where would you like to perform?"
My favorite venue, I have to say, is the 2300 Arena. Just because of the history of it, and because I'm a fan of like stages and rants. That's my favorite thing. Um, so that's probably my favorite. I actually no. Okay, I got three. Let me do this. I got three. So one is definitely Philly. Two is the Crash in Mexico, and then
Okay.
three is in Oberhausen in Germany. The setup there looks really really cool. Kind of feels like NXT in a sense, how NXT used to be, not now, but how it used to be. And then where do I want to wrestle next? I want to wrestle in the UK. Hopefully at some point, like I can like wrestle for like Progress and stuff. I think that would be cool.
Nice, nice, nice. What is your thoughts of Taya Valkyrie making her AEW debut last week?
Get that bag, sis. Get that bag. I'm so excited for her. She's also a really, really cool human being. Um, like she like anytime she sees me, we'll talk. We don't talk about much of anything, but like we'll catch up. Things going on in wrestling, but she's like way up here in my opinion, and like she never has to talk to me or whatever. She's a star, but she's always been like super cool and cordial. So I'm extremely excited for her. Hopefully she can still be in MLW, kicking ass in the featherweight division, but if not, it is what it is. But I'm glad that she is finally back on like a major level, and the world gets to see the talent that she is.
You guys have a lot of talent in MLW. I would say I looked through their roster and all these guys, all these women and guys. You're amongst a bunch of superstars, and you're a superstar yourself. So again, I thank you for coming on. I got several more questions. I apologize. Like I said, we are foster parents, and we just got a phone call that we're going to have a 4-year-old coming in here tonight. So that makes 8 now tonight, just like that.
Woo.
Anyways, MLW announced, and I'm not going to get this name right, Shigeru Erie versus Alex Kane at the
Shiggy, baby, Shiggy. But he's killing it right now. He just won 16 karat at WXW in Germany. He is having one hell of a run right now. I've watched a lot of his work. I think we're gonna have like a good like Japanese style match, hard hitting, strong style, I guess if you want to call it that. But I am definitely excited.
That's that ladder match, correct?
No, it's not a ladder match. Just
not a ladder match. It's just a ballroom. It's the Melrose Ballroom.
Yes.
April 6th in New York City.
Yes, War Chambers. It's gonna be
War Chambers. That's what. Yeah. So now I got another reason why I can convince my wife to go to New York. I've always wanted to go to New York. Now I got to come because I got to go see MLW. I mean, what? Really? And on the way up to Georgia, I'll go stop at MWA or something like that. However I said that. So we have you did the indie scene for a while, and have you found any difficulties in the transition from indies to the TV wrestling like you do?
Yeah. I think the biggest difficulty was realizing that like on TV you got to cut the fat. On the indies, like you can have these long buildups on your entrance. You can, have these extended like front halves of the match or whatever. But like, on TV, you gotta get to the point. You gotta get to the point quickly because like on TV, like your entrance and your match, the time is combined or whatever. So if they give you 15 minutes and you take 5, you and the other guy, take 5 minutes getting to the ring or whatever, then you only have like 10 minutes. Or if they give you 6 and you take a bunch of time in your entrance, you only have 2. And when they say you have to go home, you have to go home. So it's definitely taught me to like simplify things because like you don't have to be moving at 100 miles per hour if you pace the match correctly, and you also don't have to do 1,000 moves if you establish the moves that are important to you. So it's definitely something that I try to pass on to the guys coming up under me. Not under me like I'm training them, but under me is like they're watching me do this or whatever, and they want to do this as well. Like TV wrestling is way easier in my opinion and a lot more fun.
TV wrestling is more fun than indies?
Oh yes. Like the indies, like I love the indies, but like I feel like people be doing too much. They be doing way too much. They be doing way too much like stupid stuff, unnecessary bumps and stuff that don't ever get them any more over than they were when they came in. And then some people it works out for them or whatever, but a lot of people it doesn't. And like it also doesn't like guys will get paid like 200 bucks and will go like we'll do a bunch of like wild, crazy, dangerous stuff. And I'm like, this $200 is not going to pay for any of these medical expenses that you may have from doing this dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like you can take calculated risk, but you don't need to be going out here like killing yourself for $200, bro. For even $500, like no, like chill. Tell a
Right.
story. Telling a
Right,
story will make your life a lot easier.
right.
You can like I always tell guys you can tell a story, you can build up to something crazy, but you don't have to take 14 crazy bumps in this match or whatever. You can take one, build up to it, and make it actually mean something.
What do fans mean to you and your merch table and the interactions that you get with them? If you get what does that play in your life?
I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I don't really sell merch like that.
Okay.
It's always selling at the merch table. It's always weird. Like you think that you're gonna go sit at this merch table or whatever, especially you have like a really good match, people cheering for you. The people are gonna like come to your merch table and want to buy a bunch of shit. But that's normally not how it happens. So I really don't mess with it that often. But I'm definitely gonna try to get back into it. But the fans, like I think as wrestlers sometimes we only treat them as that transaction at the merch table. We don't interact with them outside of that. We don't treat them like human beings, but we want them to treat us like human beings or treat us like stars. And I don't necessarily agree with not treating them. I don't agree with treating them just like a transaction. Like I try to interact with all of my fans as much as I can. But like, I mean, there's certain lines that you don't want to cross or whatever, but like if you establish those in the beginning or whatever, they're not going to cross those lines. And if they do, then you cut them off. But like, if a fan messages me or whatever, asking a question, I'm not going to like ghost them or not answer their fucking question or be a dick about it or whatever. I'm going to give them the most honest answer I possibly can give them. I love getting those messages from people that say that I inspire them. Like that's awesome. That's why you should do this, to inspire other people, whether it be in another part of their life or maybe it's to get into wrestling. Like I think that's awesome. When I see people on Twitter and they'll ask a question about MLW and somebody who will not be named will give them like some like cut dry answer. I'm like, no, bro, like they're trying to engage with you or whatever. Engage with them. Like treat them like a human being.
Right. Now I'll tell you that statement right there means a lot to me as a fan and as a podcast guy. I do this to meet people like you. And you guys. I'll be honest. You guys encourage me as well. The people I come across, you guys are encouraging to me. So that May Double T has a question. Who is your dream opponent and how would you book that match?
The dream opponent will always be Shelton Benjamin. It'll always be Shelton Benjamin. I don't know how I booked that match. I'm not a booker. I don't book matches. Hopefully I go over, but I mean, yeah, I guess that's how I booked the match. I'm gonna win or whatever, but he gonna beat the shit out of me. But I'm gonna come out on top.
All right, Justin, do you have any more?
Just one more thing about like fan and wrestling interactions. So like, if I know especially on a lot of social media, like wrestlers, like we're always complaining about wrestling fans, like we were talking about before we got on the air, like wrestling fans trying to like be in on. I'll put it like this: they're trying to be in on the joke instead of laughing at the joke. But like on the same like token, like if I treat you like you would want to be treated. Actually, no, fuck it. Never mind. I'm rambling at this point. Continue.
You're good. No, go. You're good. I'll watch you.
If I treat you with kindness or whatever, I would expect you to treat me with kindness. If I treat you like you don't actually matter, but the only thing that actually matters about you is you opening your fucking wallet or whatever, then like you're gonna get that same energy back. But like they're not asking you to open their wallet, they're just not gonna fuck with you or whatever. Like, or they hate you, they're gonna speak bad about you, or if something happens to you, they're not gonna care. Um, I think the thing with wrestling, like I think we should be trying to build genuine connections with people that look up to us
Okay.
instead of just being like, oh, yeah, just buy a shirt, and then that's the only interaction that they have. Because a lot of people think that there's like this, oh, they think you're this huge star or whatever, so you got to act like a huge star. But what is that? What is that?
Mhm.
Like, if like you like some wrestlers can just be a-holes to fans or whatever, and that makes them a star, or whatever. But like if I want to like talk to these people, that I'm still a star or whatever, however you want to put that. I'm still a star regardless whether I
Right.
talk to these people or not. I just rather talk to these people.
Awesome, man. Thank you for that. So I got what I call short answers. JB, you got any questions for him before we?
Yeah, I got a question for you, bro. So Enzo Amore, how you like? Would you work with him ever,
uh
Enzo?
Definitely. I remember I think we were in Texas. We were in Texas. And I was just trying to like pick his brain on like the business and stuff. And he was very, very inviting about it. He's always been really, really cool to me. And I enjoy having him at MLW. Like, I don't care what anybody else says. That man is a gem.
So there's a joke on TikTok, okay, and you guys, Hughes Pop and Matt. So I do the Enzo dance. You got to check it out. I had a, it's really cool because I got the hair going and I do the dance and I got the certified G shirt. And I wanted to ask you that because Enzo is one of my favorite wrestlers too. And like, I look up to him a lot and I like how he talks in the ring and, getting to know you, you know, it's awesome. I want to say as a fan, I thank you for everything you do in the ring and everything you do. I appreciate you, man. Keep up the
Thank
good work.
Enzo is a heat magnet. That man, he'll cross the line, but he won't cross the line so bad to where it's like, okay, what the fuck? But he'll cross the line to the point where like, oh, he really said that, and I can't be mad at him because he's speaking facts.
Yeah, I like
So
Enzo,
like,
man. I like
yeah,
Enzo.
he's cool.
So we talk about people that speak, I guess, facts. What's your take on MJF?
I think I've seen a lot of takes on TikTok and stuff like, oh, he's boring, oh, he's this. He's not boring, he's not stale. Like, he knows who he is, he knows how to get the heat that he needs to get. But like, he's not my cup of tea. I don't look at MJF and I'm like, oh, I'm intimidated by this guy. Like, I don't think that I could beat this guy. Like, no, he doesn't give me those feelings or whatever. The majority of the time to me, he just sounds like a spoiled little kid who's gotten everything that he's wanted in his life or whatever. Yeah, I'm.
Yep.
He's not my cup of tea.
Awesome, man. So short answer segment. What's your favorite wrestling promotion?
Like watching like on TV as a fan.
Yeah, as a fan.
MLW, because I'm on there.
I mean, yeah, fair. Favorite male wrestler of all time?
Shelton Benjamin.
How'd I know? favorite podcaster of all time? This guy.
Huge Pop.
Woo! No. Favorite female wrestler of all time?
Jazz.
Okay. Favorite current male wrestler?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. All right, let's talk about Roman Reigns real quick. Does he retain or does Cody Rhodes take the belt?
He is dusting Cody Rhodes. There's no reason. Cody Rhodes is cool or whatever, and like it would be cool for him to win, so like he could be the first Rhodes to win a world title. But like the Sammy story was right there. It was right there. That's all we needed. That's what we needed. That's what we needed. I don't care if they've already wrestled. They can come back and wrestle again and do it
Right.
again at WrestleMania. But this Cody can wait his turn. Like I don't. Cody's cool though. He's cool though. But
Cool. I agree with you. I agree with you. Roman Reigns is going to mop the floor with him. My wife is over here saying Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns. Today, I agree with Alex Kane. Roman Reigns beats Cody Rhodes hands down. What's your favorite theme song?
Ooh, My Time. Triple
Time.
H's 2000 theme. Oh my God, that's such. I don't. I just want to have a conversation with that man. I just want to be like, yo, look, you don't understand the fire that you have with that theme song, and then you go with this Motorhead garbage. Motorhead's cool, but it's not my time, bro. My time is money.
It was fire.
It was. Um, Least favorite theme song?
Ooh. This theme song that they have Austin Theory using now, the A Town Down, that shit's lame. It's
He's,
lame. It's
he's
the
lame.
worst.
I can't stand that guy. He's lame. But anyways, where am I at? What's your favorite? Okay, we got that. Who had the greatest impact on your life?
Like wrestler or just like person?
Person.
My older brother,
Okay.
Henry. I like a lot of the things that I did in life growing up. I did because I wanted to be just like him. I've surpassed him now. He's acknowledged that I've surpassed him now. But he was definitely, the person that I looked up to and wanted to be like.
Awesome. Do you ever get tired of constantly working shows?
No, I wish I was working more shows. Honestly, it's the biggest. I think the biggest challenge for me at the point that I'm at now is people people uh people want to be stingy with the dollars. They want you to come in and do a whole bunch of stuff or whatever for a little bit of money, and I don't like that.
Okay. Well, who's your closest friend in the industry?
Uh, Shug D,
Okay.
Shug D.
Favorite food? I got a couple questions from the kids. Favorite food?
Oh, schnitzel. I had it for the
Schnitzel?
first time in Germany. You put a little lemon on it or whatever. Money.
Money. Okay. Favorite fast food restaurant? I guess.
Favorite fast food restaurant. The one that I frequent the most is McDonald's because the fries is just amazing. Like
Okay.
it can't be.
All right. Favorite music artist?
Ugh, I don't really have one.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay. Favorite video game? Because I know you play video games.
My favorite video game is the Hitman series.
Okay.
Hitman 1, 2, and 3.
Awesome. Well, that does it. Well, actually, what about your song? Tell me about your song that I played for you. You still use that song? Do you like that song?
I don't use that song anymore. I normally use that when I'm like a baby face, but like generally right now across the promotions that I'm working on the independents, I'm a heel, so I use a different song. Um, if you watch any like in my MLW promos, you can kind of hear it in the background.
Okay.
But it's the song that I use now is like more Boomaye focused, so it has
Okay.
lyrics and stuff like that. I mentioned Boomaye. But yeah, but everybody loves that song
That
more
is
than the one that I use now.
that's a shit. That's a fire song. I love that song.
It
I was
is
like,
it's very
damn.
catchy.
So heel or face? What do you like doing best?
You know, I like being a baby face, but I've heard from several fans, I've heard from several colleagues that I am just a way better heel. But like, I'm not like. I guess you could. A lot of people would say, "Oh, you're the cool heel." Like, I'm not trying to be cool. I'm just being myself. And if people like tend to like the cocky brashness that I bring to a heel character. But I guess as time has gone on, I've learned that I do like being a heel more because I can get away with more. I can do more. I can say more. It's just a lot more fun. And then if you choose to love me as a heel, then like I can't help you with that. Welcome.
Awesome, man. Well, that does it for my questions. So do you have any closing remarks, any warning shots to your up-and-coming opponents or locker room at the MLW? And where can people buy your merch and find your social media?
Okay, first of all, Hammerstone, you a hater. You always been on some whole shit. I'm winning the battle right, and then I'm coming after you. I'm taking that belt. I'm putting my foot on your chest. I will end that match. Will end with my foot on your chest because you're a hoe. 2, Shiggy, can't wait to wrestle you. It's gonna be a banger or whatever. I ain't got no hard feelings towards you because you ain't done the whole shit yet. But if you do some whole shit, I'm coming for your neck. You can find my merch on MLWshop.com and brainbustertees.com. And then as far as social media goes, follow me on Twitter at Alex_Kane11. I'm hilarious. I post wrestling content and I share funny TikToks. So you should definitely follow me on there. It's a good time. Instagram at Alex Kane. No, I've been changed to the Suplex Assassin. So it's Suplex Assassin again. Or whatever. Follow me on Instagram, Suplex Assassin. A lot of people keep adding me on Facebook, and you know, I guess this is the good time to announce this. Also, if you're gonna add me on Facebook and you've never been to a show of mine, you've never bought merch of mine, and you're just a fan of mine, buy some merchandise, and then I'll accept a friend request. But if I've worked with you, we can be friends. Follow me on TikTok at Alex_Kane11 because I'm funny, I'm hilarious, and I post wrestling content. This is the things that you want. The 2 things. The world's coming together.
That's awesome.
And then I think that's it.
So I should be friends with you on Facebook because we talk here.
Yes.
And I'm buying merch. I'm buying merch from you. So
hey, can I be friends? I'm just playing. It's been
my pleasure.
Thank you,
Alex Kane, Suplex Assassin. Thank you for the opportunity to get to meet you, to get to pick your brain on some stuff of MLW career, your up and coming matches. I'm thankful so much for you to be here. Thank you, JB,
Thank
for
you
jumping.
for having me on.
No problem,
me to
Matt.
talk because I like to talk. As you can see, if you watch MLW, you can see that I love to talk. I don't shut up unless I'm beating somebody up. But then again, I don't shut up either. I actually enjoyed this. You know, there's some podcasts that I do. I'm just like, what are we doing here? But I enjoyed this. I really did.
Thank you for answering my questions too. I appreciate your.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you, man, for everything you do. And I mean, good luck to you. Everything you do, man. Keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you again. Appreciate you.
Thanks for the compliment, Mr. Kane. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I work my ass off to come up with questions and do some research, and I just love meeting guys like you, and it's just phenomenal. So it helps me, like I said earlier, it helps me escape reality for that moment. And
I think the hugest thing for me, I just try to be genuine. I always tell people, like, people ask, oh, what's your character? My character is me being myself. I'm literally being myself. I'm being the most genuine. My name, the only thing that's changed is the name. That's it. The only thing that changes is the name. I'm just being myself.
And I will say this, you and Shane Taylor are identical in that way. Mm-hmm. He came on several months ago and he said the same thing. He's just being himself. If you don't like him for who he is, then that's not his problem. So exactly. I appreciate you being yourself. Mm-hmm. That's what us fans want. So
yeah, most people out here pretending to be something that they've never been in their entire life, and they want fans to take them seriously. Please.
Right. So I'm going to play the song. Don't go out of the lobby. I'm going to end the podcast. HPW podcast. Thank you again, Alex Kane. Thank you, JB Wrestling fans. Check us out on all social medias: TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook page. Again, it's been an honor to talk to the Suplex Assassin, Alex Kane.
Suplex Assassin, go to sleep on the mattress. I'm a Suplex Assassin, yeah, they flexing for the grand. Suplexing on